Coaches, welcome back to the 614 Headsets YouTube channel. I'm here to bring you one of our very first X's and O's scheme type of a play. I got inspired by watching the Chiefs versus the Eagles Kelce Re-Match from last Monday Night Football. I got to give credit to Dan Casey, who put up the original thing on social media that showed Jalen Hurts pin and pull. If you watch that game, you notice one of the things that helped the Eagles propel to win that game was how much they pulled Jason Kelce, as well as pulling their other offensive linemen as well. They utilized a lot of buck sweep, pin and pull principles. And I'm going to show you today how you can do the same thing too with your team and maybe give you a couple other creative ideas. This is our first video we've done. If you like it, leave us a comment. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on our podcast as well at 614 Headsets. And let us know what you would like to see in the future. All right, everybody, let's get into the play here. So I got to give credit to Dan Casey. He's the one that put this out here, and it gave me a really good idea about talking through a play we used to run the past two. We called it a wrap play, but on here, Coach Casey is going to call it a quarterback pin and pull, and that's what we're going to refer to it as too, just in case you hear me use both terms. One of the things, if you're going to be a big 10 personnel team or being in the spread, is you're going to get a lot of condensed formations. A lot of 3-4 teams or odd front teams, they like to run the tight front where they're going to give you these 4-eye looks. They're going to condense things down, especially if you become a really good team at running downhill with some type of a gap scheme or an inside zone. And so you got to switch to some type of exterior play. And if you've got a mobile quarterback, this is a really good idea for you. You got to make sure it fits your personnel. Can your guys open and run up front? The Eagles are really athletic. Kelce's one of the most athletic centers in the game, which is why they're going to do that. But it's almost like a quarterback pin and pull or buck sweep type play. As you can see here, you're going to try to down block at the point of attack. And you can see here they're going to pull the center and lead block with the running back here. And you can keep your similar aspects to a pin and pull or a buck sweep. Your running back is going to be responsible for the first defender outside the box. All right. And then your center or whoever you might make your puller is going to be responsible for the first guy in the box. So when we tell our kids, is we say first out, first in. That's the language we speak and everybody sees it. But here you can see the running back, he's going to lead up through Scott up for the first out or the apex defender. And you're going to see Kelce wrap up for the first guy in the box for a nice push, pin, pull, buck sweep type of a look here. You can see it one more time. Great play. Now let's get into some film about it as well. All right, so here we go. I wanted to go ahead and show you just some diagrams of what this would look like here. And the first one I'm going to show you is out of a trips formation, attacking the weak side of the defense here. Done the same way where you decided to pull the center, as we talked about. And you'll see in the video, though, that this year we pulled the guard, and you could decide to pull the guard. Maybe he's a little bit more athletic than your center. Maybe their nose guard isn't as good. Maybe you make a you call. I think you got to depend on what's more important for you. Are you limited at center where he can't pull? Is your center athletic enough and you want to really go ahead and set the edge where you have the advantages and the angles? So here you can see we have a trips right formation. Same thing again, right? Your running back is always going to be responsible for the alley, apex, or first defender outside the box. And your first puller is going to have the first player in the box. So continue to talk about first out and first in. Love this. Great play, great idea. Fits a lot with what you saw from the Eagles as well. I wanted to show a couple other ideas too. Maybe you don't have as much of an athletic quarterback, but you still like the idea of the play. You could consider getting into maybe some type of a two-back situation. Another thing you could think about doing is getting into a little bit of that San Francisco 49ers and using how they use Deebo Samuel or Christian McCaffrey. And you could start out here. You could motion. You could orbit motion. Your possibilities of how you want to window dress this play are unlimited. So it doesn't necessarily have to be just a quarterback pin and pull if you like this wrap type of a concept. And then it opens up the door for RPOs too. Maybe you really want to read that backside and you can attach your favorite RPO week to week. You could stick it. You could run your double hitches. You could run that inside glance type of a scheme. And years past, when I learned this about the horn play from Nevada, it was about a slant here that would turn into a sluggo concept as well. You really could do it however you want. I wanted to give you some ideas on that. Let's watch a little bit of the film here and get into this. Let me get this moved over. There we go. All right, let's get this pulled open. Let's get back to that first one. Here we go. All right, first play here, you could see that we have trips into the boundary, and we're going to run this concept to the field, right? You can see once again, this year we pulled the guard so we would get there a little bit faster. But like I said, you could make this your backside, just use stretch rules. If you're an outside zone stretch type team, that's what's going to keep it the most consistent and easy for you. And so you got first out, first in, and a great play to get up through there as well. Okay. Here's the next one. Right now we're going to attack the boundary on this play. Get a little bit of a fast fill because this is a little bit later after we ran this play a few times. I think our guard does a really good job picking up the backer here to see the running back do a little bit better, right? But you can see what we're trying to do, right? And you're going to see a lot of odd front teams are going to give you these funky fronts, or they're going to condense, or they're going to play that 3-4 tight scheme on you, where they're going to pack it down in them 4 eyes to try to take away some of your inside runs here. A couple more looks here. Same thing, right? Trips to the field, attacking the boundary. We get actually a field blitz here, which helps us a lot. On this game, I think this is the second time we played this team later in the year. We decided to try to crack, so we would set the edge a little bit more. So there's just another wrinkle you could think about, is having a crack symbol with your wide receivers as well. All right, coaches, so there you have it. There's a quarterback pin and pull scheme, or what we like to call wrap, on some of the teams I've been with as well. You can see it's an extremely versatile play that you can run with your quarterback, maybe a wildcat player, maybe, like I said, showed you a 2-back personnel, maybe getting some RPO, and I just showed you a couple simple formations where you could do it. Make sure you follow our YouTube channel at 614 Headsets. Give us a follow on our podcast at 614 Headsets on any of your favorite platform, and let us know in any of the comments what you think our next video should be. Enjoy.